Bafana Bafana coach Hugo Broos, the Belgian there, having a tit-for-tat with an Algerian a journalist there. And yeah, man, I guess they weren't happy that they'd lost as one would expect it. But Hugo Broos standing his ground. I'm going to be playing you a lot more at past. I'll be playing you what he had to say after the match, especially when you speak about Morocco, Zakile Lepasa, and a couple of other things that he was asked on. So we'll be taking that at exactly 6:30. We'll be taking the interviews there that was done with Hugo Broos and taking your calls as well at 6:45. Your reaction. Many of you called here about Zakile Lepasa. Many of you called here about Hugo Broos, saying he must go. You called him that thing that I refused to entertain on this show, a plumber. Now what? We've qualified. We're going to the Africa Cup of Nations. The goalposts seem to have shifted for many of you. But now what? I want to hear from you. Give us a call and tell us, now what? On 086-000-2160, WhatsApp on 060-552-7303. We start that conversation at 6:30. Take your calls and your response to it at 6:45. But I'll play you the rest of that interview. But right now, top of the hour, we speak about soccer players. Where have they gone? What's happened? Well, another one who people have been asking, where's he gone? He's coming up in a few.
Open up to South Africans succeeding on the Insider SA Monday evenings at 6 on S3. Meet the self-starters of local fashion, decor and design, achieving global recognition. The Mavericks putting South African food, small towns and epic destinations on the world map. And discover ingenious local lifestyles, creativity and awareness, switching the globe to a more sustainable future. That's the Insider SA Monday evenings at 6. Repeat Saturdays at 1 on S3.
Win your share of 200,000 Rand with Auto Pedigree when you buy a 2021 Kia Picanto 1-litre Street or a 2019 BMW 320i before 31 May 2023. You get up to 50,000 Rand deal assistance to structure your winning deal. Winners will be announced on the 9th of June 2023. Visit autopedigree.co.za or any of our branches countrywide for more information. Auto Pedigree, because you deserve a great deal. T's and C's apply.
The most successful clubs in German football have a massive meeting. The title contenders of the Bundesliga, Bayern München, battles it out with Borussia Dortmund. Der Klassiker, a rivalry of top class. The derby that draws the world's attention. The record holders, Bayern München, understand that power in football is dominance. However, Borussia Dortmund are orchestrating a master plan to conquer this 90 minutes. This is classic football as it's meant to be. Catch Bayern München versus Borussia Dortmund on Saturday, 1st of April, live at 6:30 p.m. on SABC Sport DTT Channel 4, OpenView 124. Also available on SABC Plus and SABCSport.com. Hashtag We Love It Here. Brought to you by SABC Sport.
For the love of the game.
Yo, we gon' get them. Get connected. WhatsApp the Metro FM studio. 060-552-7303. Call the Metro FM live studio. 0860-002-160.
What now? Hugo Broos has qualified. He's taken Bafana Bafana to the Africa Cup of Nations. What now? So many of you lambasted him on this show. So many of you said I was a defender for Hugo Broos and Zakile Lepasa. What now? Do we finally get together as a nation and support this man who was so ill and angry after losing that it showed his passion for this country? I'd love to hear from you. If you have an adverse conversation or argument to that, I'd love to hear it. But let's have that conversation at 6:30. I'll play you the rest of the clips of what he had to say. And then from then on, at 6:45, take some of the calls. Because also, I see there's a lot of you who don't understand how it is that we've qualified when there's still a game with Morocco. And, they could go on to beat Morocco, which means then they sit on 4 points. I'll explain all of that to you at 6:30. But we're going to be having a conversation with a man I have a lot of respect for, who's had a blossoming career, a blooming career that's been absolutely fantastic, who caught us by surprise when he left his team. We'll speak to him in just a bit. But remember, wherever it is that you are, it's Sports Amplified with Andile. I am Andile Ncube. Follow us at SABC Sport on Twitter as well as on Facebook. We are live with the show right now. waving to everyone. If you are watching, hey, how you doing? You're in for some great conversations, and we're going to be taking this footage, of course, afterwards and sharing it on Instagram as well as YouTube. Right now, though, let's start the show off in a better way with our friends at Betway.
Share all the sporting thrills with Betway. Visit betway.co.za. Bet your way with Betway.
The action never stops, especially with Beat the Odds with Betway. A chance to win a share of 15 million rands cash, extra bets, and lifestyle prizes. You can out more at betway.co.za to find out more.
Bet on your favorite teams and leagues online, anytime and anywhere with Betway. Visit betway.co.za.
It's exactly 16 after the hour 6 on the Mighty Metro FM at Sportsnet Amplified with Andile, live on Twitter, Facebook, and of course a little bit later on we're going to be putting the entire show on YouTube. Right now though, we're joined by former Cape Town City FC player Mpho Makola, who this past January transfer window was dropped by the team. Nearing, of course, the end of that transfer window, Cape Town City FC took a decision to release the 36-year-old midfielder on Monday, the 30th of January 2023. Makola had 5 months left on his contract after penning a year-long deal at the start of 2022-2023 season. His contract would have come to an end in June of this year. Found himself clubless up until recently. He now joins us on the line. Mpho, thank you so much for joining us and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Andile. It's great to be on the show.
Are you well?
I'm well, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good, Mpho. You know, so many people, myself included, to jump in there, your relationship with Cape Town City seemed like an almost you were the adopted son of that team. I remember after you got your second red card, I thought to myself, Team Mpho, they're going to go their separate ways. But there was always such a defense for you, a fight for you. Did you guys have a great relationship?
Yeah, we definitely did. And I think we've got a good relationship, regardless of what happened in Jan. The chairman still sent me a message and he said, listen, our doors are always open for you. So I think it's just part of football, man. These things happen in football, and yeah.
You got to explain that to me a little bit, though, Mpho, because here's a team that has given you a year-long contract. They, then send you on your way before that contract is over. But you're saying you guys spoke and they said the door's open. Surely, clearly, the door's not open. They closed the door when they kicked you out of it.
Well, I don't know. I needed to be honest with you. It caught me by surprise because it came on the last day of the window period, actually. And I was sitting at home after a training session. And I got a call to come to the office. When I got to the office, I found the chairman and the coach. And I already knew what was up, But
why do you say that? Why do you say you knew? Was there something prior to that? Were you not training well? Were you being ignored? Why would you say you knew?
I don't want to... I don't know. I'm trying to find words or way to put it.
Put it honestly.
To you guys. Yeah. I think, well, for one, we were good. We had a good relationship with the team, with the coaches, with the technical team, with everyone in the team. I've never had anything with anyone. And when the news came out that I'm leaving the team, the guys stopped training and they said they needed an explanation from the coach to say why is this man being released because he hasn't set the food wrong.
This the rest of the team now standing in solidarity almost.
Yeah, this was the captain of the team, Tani, with the other guys in the team, yeah. And obviously from my side, I think everything changed when I didn't attend the cricket match. There was a cricket match that was supposed to be attended by the team, but I couldn't attend the cricket match because I had a meeting with my lawyer. And I think after that, everything was switched from the coach. I'm not going to say from the chairman or anyone, but from the coach himself, everything, And
hold on.
He took me.
Okay, yeah?
Yeah, he took me out of the team, out of the 18. And then I asked him why. He told me about the cricket match that I didn't attend. And I was puzzled by it because I was like, well, I'm here to play football, not cricket. And I've been doing my job on the pitch, on and off the pitch, on the football side, And all I was told was that it's just one match. You'll be back for the next match. That's exactly how it went down. And the next thing I know, I was told we're releasing me from the contract.
But, nothing in football shocks me. Like, the happenings in football don't shock me. But what you're saying to me right now has got me gasping. And a little bit in shock. You didn't attend a cricket match to go and watch a cricket match.
Yep. Because nothing else was said to me. I mean, the only thing that I was told when I went to the office on the day was that we renewed your contract because of CAF. You know, obviously now it doesn't look like the team is going to make it. Is going to make a CAF spot for next season. So what we're trying to do is just planning for next season with the younger guys. You know, but in my head I was just thinking like, okay, so I'm good enough for CAF, but not good enough for PSL. Is that what you're saying to me? I mean, if you're going to release me based on my performance, then show me my numbers and my stats. You know? Yeah, and that they can't because my stats are probably still one of the highest in the team. And I wasn't even starting regularly, but I played like 15 games before I was released. But I'm not even complaining about that. I think that's part of football, you know? And
who was playing in this cricket match, Mpho? Was it Nelson Mandela versus...
Local team? No.
I'm wondering why this match was so important, and maybe there's something we don't get.
Yeah, exactly. Everything was important on their side for everybody to show face, the whole team. You know, but what I explained to them on the day was that I had a meeting with my lawyer. Obviously, the cricket thing...
Mpho, I'll tell you what, just pause it for 2 seconds. Let me take a break. We'll come back to it.
This Easter, enjoy hot cross everything. Freshly baked every day. Plus, save extra on 500 grams Clover Butro spread for $74.99. Save 25 Rand. 850 grams Parmalat cheddar or Gouda for $109.99. Save 30 Rand. And 10 per pack Nescafe cappuccino sticks for $59.99. Save 10 Rand. Celebrate Easter with all the extras. Valid till Sunday at Checkers and Checkers Hyper.
Moments made even bigger. Whether you're gaming or streaming with 2 terabytes unlimited data from Telkom. Get the 2 terabyte LTE data plan for 699 Rand month to month. SIM only. And unlock more value, more data, and no limits. Call 10213, click telkom.co.za or go to any Telkom shop. Terms and conditions apply. Telkom, official premium partner of the Netball World Cup 2023.
We all have that untapped passion. You know, that one that keeps you up at night? Stop deferring and unlock your 100%. Catch our contestants with their celebrity mentors as they are guided on their chosen path to greatness. Unlock your 100% every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. only on SABC2.
This is Sport Night Amplified with Andile.
Bafana Bafana are in action. They take on Liberia at a packed stadium. Zakhele Lepasa with an opportunity. I can tell you now that Bafana Bafana has scored. Zakhele Lepasa with the goal.
Lepasa lo abamasiyo uzokora lo mfana. Zakhele lo abamasiyo uzokora lampa. Uzokora lampa. Uzokora lapasa. Uzokora lepasa. Andile, type of fist all the way from Pretoria. No, pambili ke kore yanga butaka. He lepasa, he lepasa. Ashu lepasa korile. Bon, South Africa ya winner today. Relax samba fridge.
This is Sport Night Amplified, powered by SABC Sport. Let's go.
It's exactly 24 after the hour 6. We'll be having that conversation on Bafana Bafana, taking your calls and your thoughts. I see so many of you wanting to engage from 6:30. We'll be doing that and taking your calls, of course, at 1:45. We'll play some of the clips from the reaction of the coach yesterday. Right now, though, we have former Orlando Pirates, Cape Town City, and Free State Stars playmaker Mpho Makola, of course, parted ways with Cape Town City earlier this year at the end of the transfer window. And I'm a little bit puzzled, and I can see so many of you are as well, that a cricket match was so important in Cape Town City's life that a player that has been so loyal in Mpho Makola had to be let go. Mpho, I'm going to be straight with you, because so many times when we speak to players, we're so quick to take their side that we don't ask the important questions. What was your behavioral pattern like were you ever in trouble in the team? Did you come to training drunk? Were you ever missing and skipping sessions of training? Were you ever behaving in a way that, the club would have thought, you know what, this is another one of those things that he's done? So when you compile all of these things, it's just, the stick that broke the camel's back, really.
Nope, none of the above.
You've never been to disciplinary?
None of the above. Like, everybody was just as shocked as you are, People from the office, they started calling me, is it true? What happened? And I couldn't even give them a straight answer. But it is what it is at the end of the day. It's part of football, but I wasn't expecting it to happen like that, even on the last day of the transfer window, But, yeah, I'm over it.
Lastly on this, because I know you've gone on to do other things that we want to talk about, but did you tell them prior when you were told that you have to attend a cricket match to say, because I can imagine there are mandatory things that you have to do as a group. Did you say prior to say, guys, I won't be able to make it, or you just didn't pitch?
So I think the issue here was me not communicating with the coach directly, I think that kind of like he felt, okay, he doesn't respect me in that way for him to come speak to me about it. So what happened was, we were told the night before, right, that we had to attend a cricket match the next day after training. And we get a program, a monthly program in football. I don't know other jobs and stuff, but you get a monthly program where you can turn your life around it. Okay, I'm training on this day, then I got a couple of hours before the next session or not, then I can do my own things, whatever. So in that program, there was no cricket. So we were told the night before. On the day of the training, I spoke to the captain, I spoke to the manager, I said, manager, I've got a meeting after training. I can't attend the cricket match, but what I can do is, as soon as my meeting is done, I can quickly rush to the match. Then I got a call when they got to the cricket match from the captain, saying the coach is asking me yet. And I said, tell me, but I went. You're with the coach, you can tell him I have a meeting, but I'm going to come to the cricket match after the meeting. So then everything just switched after that. And I'm not going to say a lot of things, Andile. A lot of things have been said behind my back.
And that's why we're here, to correct those things, because people then start thinking, you know how many of the owners and the coaches are listening. They start thinking, maybe it's a problem with Mpho. So Mpho must tell his story and correct the wrongs that have been said. And then that's why we have you on, Mpho, to say, what is it that's been said about you in your name that you feel was unfair and untrue?
Cool. So, Andile, when I was taken out of the 18, the next match was the derby, Cape Town derby. I was on the bench in that game. Half-time, we were leading 2-0. The coach and his technical team were talking, and I think some of his technical team members said to him, Coach, you need to put Bibo on so you can manage the game for us and control it, because it's, not knowing there was one of my teammates was actually in the toilet, and the coach said, I'm not going to put him on. He's going to do his own thing and not listen to me. So I think it had to do with, it was something with me and the coach, but more with him because I don't know what I did to him. Because he's never sat down with me and said, listen, I have an issue with you and this is the issue, where we can sit down and speak about it and sort it out.
But also, you're a senior player. You're the kind of player that would go to a coach and say, hey, coach, I'm sensing some bad blood here. What's going on? Did you ever attempt to speak to the coach?
The first time I did that, not before this one. Like, even when he took me out of the team, because we put the team on the WhatsApp group, I picked up my phone and I called him. But he's never said anything to me. He assured me everything is fine between me and him. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Well, you get your contract cancelled on the last day of the transfer window. You move back to Joburg. Did you speak to the chairman at any point there to say, Chair, are you into this? Did you and the chair have a conversation at all?
The Cape Town City chairman?
Yeah.
No, I never spoke to him. After that, I think he left. He went to Dubai. He just sent me a text, a WhatsApp message, and I think he left you. I've never spoken to him ever again.
You've had to now pick up from that, find a team mid-season, at a very difficult time to find a team. How did you find yourself where you are now?
Well, when I got back to Joburg and I was working out by myself at first. I used to go to the gym in the morning, and then later on I trained with All Stars. because I know the Coach Tiamba, so he invited me just to keep fit. So while I was there, I got a couple of calls from other teams, but it was nothing concrete. A lot of the teams obviously were like, they're on the budget now, it's almost the end of the season, let's beat next season. Until the Polokwane City chairman called me and we met and he said, listen, I need you to come help us gain promotion. And I was like, it's only 5 months, And I'm here now at Polokwane City, and I'm going to help the team gain promotion to the PSL, and I'm going to play with the team in the PSL next season.
Was there any part of you, Mpho, at any point that said, Ish, I'm going to play for a team outside of the DStv Premiership. I'm going to the second tier of South African football. Do I really want to do that? Does that say, Mpho fedile?
No, not even once. It was more about 4 months ago. Do you want to keep fit? Do you want to stay at the same level? Definitely not far from the PSL, to be honest with you. It's just all little things. But apart from that, I didn't think of it like that. It was more of go keep fit. You people are number one on the log, and there's a very good chance of being in the PSL next season. So it was more about that. I mean, it doesn't mean being at the way I play is going to change or it has changed or I've fizzled out. I'm still the same player.
Mpho Makola, he's playing his football now, of course, trying to qualify his team out for the DStv Premiership. But before I let you go, also, this gave you time to do work that's close to your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about that. Tell me about this thing that you do, where you grew up, and how you give back, because it's taken front page. And I know for some seasons it's always difficult for you to do these things.
Yeah.
How's that going? What are you doing? How can people support?
Yeah, well, I've had this tournament for years now in the Cup. We usually used to have it in December. It's just giving back to the community. Obviously, I wanted to netball tournament to it as well. And obviously, with the foundation also, I've had some time also to do some work on the side. We're going to be visiting schools as well, giving away a lot of some items to school kids and stuff. Obviously, this is something that I want to continue doing even after my football days are over. This is I want to just create a legacy for my kids, something that they can, even when I'm gone, they can still carry on with the legacy of just giving back in the community and getting talent from those side of the country, and just helping out,
What's the tournament called? What's the foundation called?
The foundation is MTN Foundation, which is MTN is my initials, Mpho Makola. Yeah, it's MTN Foundation.
And the tournament?
What was the other question? The tournament is MTN Annual Top 50 Tournament.
Mpho, I'll be posting all of those so people can get a hold of them in that way. We wish you the very best of luck. You said, you're there for the 4 months or the 5 months till the season's over. Next season, whether they qualify or not, would you be keen to remain in the league that you're at, or is it DStv Premiership or nothing?
Next season, it's DStv Premiership for now.
Or nothing?
Or nothing, yeah.
I wish you the very best of luck, Mpho. I've always appreciated you as a professional, and I'm hoping that next season when we have this conversation, you'll be back in the DStv Premiership. I don't know what to say about what you've told us here today. I really don't know what to say. But guys, get out there. It's Mpho Makola. Support him. He's got a foundation. He's also got a tournament. I've been to the tournament. I've watched the tournament. It gives young players such a great platform to one day be Mpho Makola. Mpho, whenever you need us, I'm a call away.
Thank you, Andile. No,
appreciate it. Mpho Makola. That's the man that we're talking to. I don't know what to make of that. And I understand there's just, even here at Metro, there's things where they're going to say, hey, as a team, there's Metro FM Awards, what, let's all go. But if I tell my people, hey, I can't, I've got things that I've got to do, I'll come afterwards. I don't think, wow. an entire fired because I didn't go to a music concert as a sports broadcaster. I don't know. It's 6:35, 5 past the time that I had said, but we now begin to take your calls, your reaction. But firstly, we'll start with what Hugo Bruce had to say when he gave the interviews after the match. Bafana Bafana have qualified for the Africa Cup of Nations. You said he must go. It was one of those, remember when Pizza got to Sundowns, win or lose, he must go? Now what? 086 000 2160 060 552 7303 on the WhatsApp line.
Yo, we gon' get them. Get connected. WhatsApp the Metro FM studio. 060 552 7303. The Metro FM Music Awards 2023 are back in Bombella, Mpho Makola. The awards return to honor and celebrate the best of South African talent. Stand by for the nominee announcements and get ready to vote for your favorite artist. The biggest night on the South African music. This is Sport Night Amplified with Andile.
Bafana Bafana are in action. They take on Liberia at a packed stadium. Bafana Bafana have scored. Zakele Lepasa with the goal. It's 1-0. Bafana Bafana have scored. It's Zakele Lepasa who scored that goal. Tabang, you guys always get on me for Zakele. There he is scoring.
Hey, you're a player, man. You're a player.
Zakele Lepasa has scored away from home. It's 1-0 right now.
Come Cindy. Trend mo Twitter la pasa how come posta con la pasa but now più corrido so Arno Menya as a country
Arno Menya
This is Sport Night Amplified powered by SABC Sports. Let's go. Yo, we gon' get them. Get connected. WhatsApp the Metro FM studio. 060 552 7303.
I just want to touch on 3 quick points quickly. Starting with Mpho there, the conversation that you're having, Andile. I don't mean to judge or anything like that, but I think a guy like Mpho is a very complex character and very controversial because, I mean, we've seen instances where, you know, he has shoved refs, or is he the one who wants to spit on a ref or something like that?
There's been some disciplinary issues.
So it becomes
issues,
very
yes.
hard to really, you know, be fully behind him, you know, when things like this happen because of what we've all seen, you know, as far as his behavior
and you heard,
or
I
his
put that
discipline is concerned, or a lack thereof, you know. But yeah, the second thing, Andile, just want to encourage people, man, to stop this thing of, you know, like how we started the show, of criticizing the coach, criticizing the team selection and all of that before the team even plays. You know, at the end of the day, Andile, we can only have 11 players, you know, on the field, you know, and we have to support whoever the coach decides on the day to put out there. And I mean, look at it now. People have to now swallow their words because of all the stuff that they were saying before the game. And, you know, let's just support the team regardless of...
Oh, I don't know what happened there, but it got cut off. I think Timmy cut you. Definitely Timmy cut you. But let's go to Hugo Bruce and hear what he had to say yesterday. Remember, taking your calls as well as your WhatsApps. It is also Ayabonga Cawe's last day on the air on Metro FM Talk today. He comes in at 7 o'clock, so do stay tuned for that. 086 000 2160 for your calls. 060 552 7303. I'll make sure that Timmy doesn't cut you this time around. Here's Hugo Bruce speaking on Zakele Lepasa.
Yeah, that was not so good Friday. We didn't have depth in our game. When we lost the ball, yes, there was not immediately pressing. And I know with Zakele, he's a guy who runs 90 minutes. He scored a fantastic goal. He's very quick, and he was always there all the game. He was present. So that's why we changed Zakele. And also, I have to say that Lyle didn't feel well this morning, and we wouldn't take a risk because we knew that we needed players who were 100%, and again, I think the decision was right.
So remember, for those that are you know, wondering why and how it is that we've qualified, although there's one game to play, and Liberia could still win that match, and if we lose, we're on equal points 4-4. Well, here's the thing: the most points they can get is 4 points. We're already on 4 points. So even if we lose the game against Morocco, it remains 4 points each. And with CAF, it's not goals. It's head-to-head first. That is the first thing that we go to when it is the same amount of points. So assuming that we get to the point where it's the same amount of points, we still qualify because based on head-to-head, we drew at home and we beat them away. So there's nothing they can do. They can beat Morocco by 9 goals. It wouldn't matter. It's head-to-head first. Here's what Hugo Bruce had to say about Morocco.
Yeah, but I'm very happy that we are qualified because some guys were talking about a draw. But if it was a draw, we are playing in June and they are only playing in September. And you know, with this program, everything can happen. And I don't say that it will be voluntary, but it could be that in June Morocco is coming to South Africa with a good team, and in September that they prepare already AFCON and that they have a team with less quality. So I hope that it was not a draw. Certainly not. And now for us it's a very good friendly game, even it's a qualifier, but it's a very good friendly game in June. Result is not important.
It's a good friendly game in June. Results not important. Hi, let's hear what you've had to say. Give us a call right now. 086-000-2160. Taking your calls as well as your WhatsApps on 060-552-7303. Let's start perhaps with some of your WhatsApps. Malcolm, please don't cut other children.
Yo, we gon' get them. Get connected. WhatsApp the Metro FM studio. 060-552-7303.
Hey, Andile. Man, this is Thabo from Rustenburg in Phuket. Honestly speaking, they qualified, but what's qualification if you know that you're going to lose? I mean, in all honesty, that team, I don't see it competing. I don't see it going even beyond the group stages of the AFCON. Honestly speaking, I mean, if you struggle against a team like Liberia, I mean, those guys, it's their first time in the group stages of the AFCON. Imagine if you struggle in such against such a team. Like, honestly, I don't see us doing well. I don't think Hugo Bruce is a good coach. He's doing anything special. There are many coaches who can, come in and fill in there and do a great job.
Like who? You've had all these coaches.
Rolani. I see Rolani could do a great job there by Bafana Bafana, honestly speaking.
That name keeps coming up.
Shapuzit, Andile. Hey, Andile. Hey, why didn't talk? Hugo Bruce sent off a chance, even though one of the mistakes, substitution, so net I'm moving chance because Tabaya change the coach because to say so I'm moving chance to some things like Rahala. Maybe next year we'll go to quarter final. So Andile, my nya picture CPD.
Thank you.
Shafra Asia, Shamna, Metro FM listeners. For age, I don't have any complaints about coach Bafana. Look, suppose I'm going to work on young in the training in. The only thing was needed, Kubonal say, young and I say training. The only problem is now finishing car. Because we played everything, be 100%, but the finishing. So, good luck and congrats to Bafana. Stop with the cap and fully.
Go suppose.
Andile, yeah, Bafana swinile Andile, but angikho convincing ngokuqualifya kwethu, and enye into engifuna ukuyibuza Andile ukuthi if Bafana failed ukuqualify, uDenny Jordan basazoba yipresident na, because iVision 2030 angibona ukuthi basese phezu kwayo namanje, angibona ukuthi isasebenza because Bafana kube iluzile and then asika qualify and under 23 na iluzile, ama juniors wethu aluzile, and then uDenny Jordan ubasozaba yilo kanje na ipresident yethu na yesafana. Buza lokho Andile uDumsane kwamhlanga la in Mpumalanga. Sharp.
Dumsane, unfortunately, his mandate is he selected as a president is not based on whether Bafana win or lose, qualify or not. I mean, if that was the case, Denny Jordan would have not been president a very long time ago. But let's go to the calls now. I see in Brits we've got Offense. I think it's Mwerane. So let's take some of those calls. I see you, Mandilake. I see you, Lisibe. Would love to get as many of you as possible on your opinions on the conversation we've just had on Mpho Makola, or even on the Bafana Bafana from yesterday. Offense. Ooh, offense gone there. Terribly sorry when the lines do that. Mandilake. Always look forward to your comments, Mandilake and Mamel.
I would say people are unfair on you. Zakheleli Pasa. More than everything, I saw a game Abashaya Gunet Bank while he was with ETS Galaxy. He's got a big heart. The guy's got a big heart. Yeah, like that's what I noticed about him. He's that type of a player. He's a fighter, and I don't have a problem with him. But with your coach that you're standing for, no, Hugo Bruce almost made us not to qualify. And we are 80-something steps forward than Nigeria. They are ranked 150 on the world. We are ranked 67. The way we qualified, while Labantu ranked one lesser than Lesotho, lesser than Swaziland. Now.
I hear you, Mandilake.
If they see no coach, coach wethu asina coach at all. Coach asinayo akuna lapho siyakhona. Yesterday ngithe ngathumela voice note sesingithumele late ngathi sizoqualify because of players. Asina coach, asina assistant coach. So I don't celebrate Hugo Bruce. If I was the president, ebezofika nje ngibe ngimxoxa ngoba washiya ama-player wodwa. Today he wants to be on press conferences and everything, but no, it's not good enough. Hugo Bruce is not.
Can I ask you a question now, Mandilake?
Yes.
So if we're supposed to have won 6-0, which means Percy Tau, Hlongwane, they were supposed to have converted the chances they had, right?
Yes.
So then you're saying when we win, it's the players. When we lost, it was the coach. Is that what you're saying?
Okay.
Or rather, when we drew, it was the coach. So tell me specifically, tell me specifically why it is that you think is the coach's fault. What did the coach do wrong? Because they won now, and you're saying it's the players. They drew, and you're saying it's the coach. Go for it.
I'll answer that straight away. That comment I'm always complaining about, telling us, Upesita was not even playing there. He was not good enough anyway, and he was helped by people. Those things he was saying one by one.
You didn't say that.
Let me finish.
But let's correct it. He didn't say that. He said that he's not good enough because he said he's not good enough to be picked right now because he's not playing where he is.
Let me finish then.
Okay.
Those things he was saying about players one by one. You know why we didn't win last week? We were not playing as a team. Why were we not playing as a team? If manager was a metro manager, Utipo touching no Andile, like those things, then build a team. You can't comment on your employees or on your players one by one. He is not believing in South African football. He's not believing in our team. He's making us fight each other. When the good man, the Silo Abo Helman Kelele, Nalo Silo, radio. So it's Mulo Manje, Silo and Nama players. The problem is only Hugo Bruce. It's only Hugo Bruce. We're not going forward with Hugo Bruce.
So you change coaches after he's qualified. You change coaches for the actual tournament.
We're going to change the coaches all the time if we're going to go for wrong coaches. Hugo Bruce was not supposed to be employed from the start. That's the problem.
You know his qualifications for this job, right? You know he's won this AFCON before.
I know. He was like maybe 5 years young at that time. and we are playing very different football. That now he lost memory. He doesn't know what is happening. He doesn't know our players. He doesn't understand our league. He doesn't understand our media and everything. He's a lost old man. He should go home.
I appreciate you. You know, we never agree on most things, but we always want to have you nonetheless. Let's go to Lisibe out in a good lane. Lisibe, talk to me.
Good evening, Andy.
Hi, I don't know.
Yeah, no, by the way, this is the same coach that got a flag when he discarded most of permanent players in Cameroon, and he went all the way to win it. First and foremost, congratulations
to Bafana Bafana. For me, it was nerve-wracking. I'm still not convinced by our players' mentality or their hunger in the field of play. Lastly, Andile, I'll be quick. I'll disagree with you, and I'll still say that I agree with Nadim. For me, I'm still not convinced by Zakhele, to be honest with you. And I'm more than welcome to engage with you after 30 games that he has played for Super Sport after the season. I'll phone in. If I'm wrong, I'll apologize. I'll take you out for lunch. We'll still discuss it more.
What is it? I mean, let's talk about yesterday's game. Did he seem like he doesn't fit into that team? Did he seem like, he wasn't the quality to be part of that team? What is it that you need to be convinced of? He's a striker. His job is to score goals. He scored goal. He got to Super Sport. He scored goals. So what is it that you're not convinced of exactly?
Okay, thank you for that question. He scored yesterday. He actually played really well. But his goal ratio for me, it's not something to write home about, especially for a striker.
I can accept that, Lisibe.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Lisibe out in Nguruleni. I can definitely accept that. That's a good conversation, and he makes a lot of sense there. Let's go to Sibongiseni. Sibongiseni's out in Witbank. Sibongiseni.
Good evening, Andile and the team.
Hey, good to have you.
How are you guys?
Hey, we're celebrating. We're a little bit happier than we were on Friday.
Hey, you guys. I'm also happy about the guys' performance. Even though on the last time, they got a little bit sleepy and they end up being getting the equalizer with the qualifying game. But one of the things I want to emphasize today, South Africans, let us stop to criticize our South African, mostly strikers. They don't get support. We've got a lot of strikers that are coming that are doing great, the likes of Mayo, Kagiso Malinga, and also Zakhele Lipas. I can mention a few, of which those guys, they are not given enough chance. When they are playing for big teams, they get a lot of pressure because the big teams are expecting a lot from them, of which it puts them uncomfortable to them. You see, and mostly we end up blaming them instead of supporting them, asking for those teams to play these guys.
So what you're saying, if I understand you, Sibongiseni, let's support what the coach is doing and the players that the coach has selected. I don't think we should blindly support everything. I think we're allowed to have comments. We're allowed to ask questions. We're allowed to wonder why certain decisions are made, surely.
I do agree with you, Andile, but I also do believe that charity begins at home. Why on PSL teams who are playing the other country strikers instead of playing a lot more of South Africans? I'm not saying they mustn't put the outside of the country strikers. Yes.
Okay, I hear you. Sibongiseni rather out in Witbank. Let's go to Isaac out in Pretoria. Isaac. Oh, terribly sorry there, Isaac. We're going to jump through. Give us a call back if you can to Tabiso out in Rustenburg. Tabiso.
Hey, hello, Andy.
Hey, Hugo Bruce.
Yeah, it's Tabang, not Tabiso.
Oh, is it Tabang? Terribly sorry for that one. Tabang, talk to me.
Yeah, we have unconvincingly qualified. Just imagine if Zimbabwe was there, you see. I'm going to qualify like a back door, But for me, Hugo, for me.
Why? When saying wrong?
No, what he doesn't believe in us. Just imagine last game he worked out on us, Now, Sabarelo go Cote d'Ivoire, tell you what to know, to need. Who knows what I work out on us half time? And he doesn't believe in us, you see now.
And Tabiso, I mean that was something even I've been an advocate to say let's support Hugo Bruce, but even I think that was wrong. Because you don't leave your man on the field with 4 minutes to go. That was wrong. But then, if you're saying Hugo must go, Asimo Twarona, who has gotten us to where Hugo's gotten before? Think back. I mean, how many coaches back do you have to go to find a coach that qualified us, whether by back door, front door, side door?
No, I know reliable. I got us where we needed to be reliable. But at the end of the day, the best in the country at the moment who can take us far better than where he took us.
Rulani Mokwena is employed by Mamelodi Sundowns.
Actually, just give me clarity. Yesterday we spoke about under 23 coach working for Sundowns, under 20 coach working for some other teams in South Africa. Isn't it possible to have maybe a PSL coach coaching Bafana Bafana as well, because I think it's a part-time job. We don't play throughout
It's
the
not
season.
a part-time job. It's a full-time job, because when you're not playing throughout the season, you're watching games, you're watching overseas games for every player that has a South African passport or can acquire a South African passport because of, lineage through their parents. So Hugo Bruce spends his time traveling the whole country trying to watch every single DStv Premiership game, every single game in the Portuguese league where we have players, every single game in the French league where we have players. So it's a full-time job trying to do that organization, contacting all those players, putting together the squad. Remember, Clive Barker was once a time a part-time coach. That didn't work out. He'd be the only person who's a part-time coach, surely, in international football.
So in this case, they must just go and get that man from Mamelodi Sundowns to take us far. That's what I think.
So based on what Rulani has done this one season, you think, not even a season, based on what Rulani has done in half a season, and I have all the respect for Rulani and his work ethic in particular, but you think that's given you enough that he must take over the national team?
No, all I'm saying, if he's the best in the country now, let's just give him a try. Let's just give him a chance.
How about we give him a chance to play one full season of the Champions League? How about we give him a chance to complete one season in the DStv Premiership? A couple of seasons ago, Rulani was coaching Orlando Pirates, was he not?
Yes, he was.
How did he do there?
Obviously, things didn't go well.
He was at Chippa United.
Obviously, also didn't go well.
But he needed time, right?
Yeah, he needed time. Actually, I think for now he's ready.
For Bafana Bafana?
Yes, for Bafana Bafana, because now when we select the national team players, we select based on form.
All right.
How they play. Yes. So now he's the best at the
and also remember the difference. Remember the difference between national team and local and a club. At a club, you get your players every single day. Every day you're sitting with them, you're coaching them, you're telling them how you want it to be done. At national team, Rulani is not going to get that. He's going to get those players 3 days, 4 days, 5 days before they have to play.
We have 9 plus from Mamelodi Sundowns. Those players is what keeps them every day. I think he can let's just give him a try, Andy. That's what I'm asking.
Tony Sarton Rustenberg, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It seems Rulani is a favorite among South Africans to go to the Africa Cup of Nations. I just wonder how realistic that is, and how much pressure that is putting still a young coach, one who's achieved much, but a young coach in Rulani Mukwena. Let's go to Andile out in Johannesburg. Andile.
Andile, how are you?
Hey, Bito. Mkrendwena.
Sharp.
Talk to me.
Listen, we won't go far as South Africans if we keep on changing coaches. And Hugo Bruce has qualified, and we're still not happy. It's very difficult to make South Africans happy. Look, with regards to the players, the first match I watched the game. There's nothing that Hugo Bruce could have done there. I myself could have been angry. I would have said, no, I don't want to talk to the media, because there's nothing that I could do. Telsita has the ball, he has to score. He doesn't score. Why do we have to blame the coach? We can't, guys. South Africans, they want a quick fix. There's no quick fix in football. We must give this guy time. We must give this guy support. He has qualified. How many times coaches come and they fail to qualify? He has qualified. Let's give him a chance. Abantu bachazwa ama-goals nje, yazi abalazi ibhola, bachazwa ama-goals, bangena i-goal, yeah! And then you get angry. No. Come on.
Bye-bye, Andile. Let's go to Ray out in Tibisa. You're the last one. Ray, talk to me.
Yeah, what's up, Andile?
Yeah, no credo tam. Ring on.
I think issue that boy was done a lot to offer in the PSL, so I think the Santano got a chance and then come back. He still got a lot to offer.
Mango.
So we can't. Mpho Makola.
Oh, Mpho, yes.
Yeah, he still got a lot to offer in the PSL, so we can't write him off because of the mistake that he did learn backwards. I mean, football is a game of emotions, man. Even if Zidane did worse than what Makola did, because once you enter the field, there's a lot of game of emotions, man.
Ray.
So I think we must give him a chance and then to play in the PSL. Still got a lot to offer.
Ray, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for calling in. Rather emotive topic when you're speaking about Bafana Bafana, even when they've qualified.
South Africans.
Today is an indifferent day for me, because on one hand, I am grateful. I am fulfilled, and I count myself lucky to have sat across the room from a man I consider to be the future of this country in more ways than one. I often say when I close the show that there's a very popular saying that a very good friend of mine whom I attach this saying to taught it to me. Let the best among us lead. That saying goes to say that we all have to collectively agree that we see the work, talent, and a future prospect in somebody and allow them to lead. It is often said that Jay-Z was not just came out of nowhere. He had a whole team of all rappers. You remember them when they started? Memphis and all those guys. But they all decided, let's put the energies into the one thing that we believe has got success in it. And they put it in him. And I was fortunate enough, and I'll tell this to my kids one day when they're grown, and a minister or deputy president or a president has been picked, and say, I once upon a time sat across that guy at the Metro FM studios and worked alongside him. His name is Ayabonga Cawe. Greatness is something that you see in somebody else, and only those that are appeased and happy with who they are can say it out loud. And you, my friend, and I could hear the callers yesterday on the show. You, my friend, are a person whom everybody wants to see succeed. You know, a caller asked and said, do we have great leaders in South Africa at some point?
Do we have patriots?
Do we have patriots? You know, because to be a great leader is one thing, but are you a patriotic leader? Do you put country first? And I think in the names that you mentioned, you forgot yourself. Today's a sad day, and yet a joyous day, because in order for you to achieve everything that I've said, we need to release you and let you go from here. So you are able to go and do that, yet we still hurt so much from the fact that you are leaving these airwaves. You know, you've made us all a little bit smarter. A caller called in yesterday and said, "Andifundanga mna, but I feel like this is schooling and I'm being taught." And that's not with being didactic or talking down at somebody. No, it is you feeling like a peer. You know, they said, "Oh, it's this class." It's not. No. Because Tswana people listen to the show and you made it comfortable for everybody to. We got your little token, myself and my team. It's our favorite cake. We absolutely love it. We celebrate with it. I think it's the best cake in the world.
Cream cake, okay.
I honestly think it's the best cake in the world. I don't think anything is better than this. You know, because
Machita,
we wanted to say thank you,
Salute,
Manaya.
man. Salute. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
But I can't believe it's your last day.
Hey, you said it, man. You know.
It's your last day.
These are difficult choices that we have to make. And I'm grateful to have had the platform, man. I'm grateful that I could have, for the last 4 years, spoken to many people, shared of myself with those people. And of course, they so generously shared of themselves, you know, every night, without fail. And I appreciate them. And of course, you know, because, you know, this kind of work doesn't, you know, it's circular. You go back to it in different ways. And I look forward to the new challenges and what those will present, and the opportunity to serve in a different way, because I do think that a big part of what we do here is service.
Oh, yeah.
You know, this is, you know, Lukanduva Lwetu, and we are here to serve. And I think it's been great. But also, as you said, you know, besifaka isikolo. You know, we say to people on Facebook, you roll call. People say, I'm listening, this is where I am, you know. And the nature of isikolo is that isikolo siyaphuma. Isikolo is not a permanent thing, you know. And in pedagogy, the idea is, yes, you will learn in an institutionalized form, but you must be unleashed in the world, because the world is your classroom. Metro FM Talk is not your classroom. The world is your classroom. So, makufika umnyutishala ngokafaka isikolo. Lena class nogo sikukumbele, and now people must go outside and apply.
Oh, Ayabonga Cawe. I was a fan before I even got here. You know, I would often say to your producer, Koma, that
sure.
It's unbelievable what you guys do between 7 and 9 o'clock. And I was in awe of the work that you put in here. Because in order to be as versed as you are on the multi topics that we speak about, that you speak about on your show, it's all through. And somebody who works hard, it's a sign of respect. That's all it is.
For sure.
It's a sign of respect for those that are listening.
Yeah.
You know, I sit here every single day I get home and I read up on all things sport and on the guests that we're going to be speaking to, because I respect you listening. And I don't think anybody at the station has more respect for you than the man sitting across from me now. And I am so happy that you're going to now respect the country even more, because the Americans, many thought, you know, it was propaganda, Joseph Goebbels stuff, when they said, ask not what your country can do for you.
But ask what you can do for your country.
There it is.
Ata mangesi watu Nelson, not lo wethu. Ukhona lo mangesi. HMS Nelson. You don't know that story?
Yes.
1901 or 1905, somewhere there. Battle of Trafalgar.
Yes.
What England expects that every man shall do his duty. And Andile, I mean, we're in a country, man, where people are so accustomed to waiting in long queues, so accustomed to getting bad service, so accustomed to having to get used to getting the shorter end of the stick. And if we can, for 120 minutes, give them quality, make them feel like their experiences are heard, they are valid, and they bring something to the world, our job is done.
For the last time.
Our job is done.
What are you doing today?
Yeah, so tonight we continue to serve, bro. We continue to serve. It's the last time we speak to Makwe. Makwe Masilela.
Who's been a regular on the show.
Man, you know, Makwe, not only on the show, by the way, but, you know, he serves on so many different platforms here on the public broadcast. Fascinating guy. And, you know, he's the founder and chief investment officer out at Makwe Fund Managers. We're going to talk about RCL, Rainbow Chicken Limited. They don't only sell chicken anymore, but they sell quite a lot of other things. But one of the things about them was that they were vertically integrated, Andile. So if you go into a ShopRite, a Pick and Pay, or a Spar, and you find a young merchandiser unxibe ijezi blue ebhalwe Vector, ne? Those are the guys we're talking about. So the guys, when you see them in the retail aisles who are packing fridges most of the time, they are employed by a company called Vector Logistics, which until soon is owned by RCL. And of course, RCL is part of the Johan Rupert play, as you would know. So we'll talk about that, and then we're also going to be talking about BP, who are exiting the world of aviation fuel.
I saw that.
So we might see, I mean, I was out in East London on the weekend. So
I think I saw that last week sometime.
Exactly. I think it was in the papers on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I think they've confirmed now. And it's quite interesting. I see it as an opportunity for our own state-owned company, Petro SA, who have expressed an interest. We had a chance on this show to speak to the acting CEO at Petro SA, and she was saying there are big plans underfoot, and it seems this is one of them. They want to go into this space, you know, get some of this aviation fuel into the country, and then, of course, refine it and distribute it. And it might certainly turn around the fortunes of that company. And then we're also going to head out to Khayelitsha. You know the story out of Khayelitsha. There was a police commission a few years ago, Vusi Pikoli and I think Justice Kate Satchwell, who were part of that. And since then, still no police station out in Khayelitsha. But it seems now that, they're finally going to be getting a station, but it's probably going to be a temporary one. So
that's so sad.
Yeah, I don't know.
Absolutely sad. And this is why we need to... Sorry, I'm a bit low in energy today because... You know, it's saying goodbye to something that is so regular, that you see every day, that you interact with every day, that I look forward to every single day. I mean, I throw forward to your show during my show because I'm so excited of that top of the hour. But Salute,
my brother.
And I thank you in advance for the patriotic work you now get to embark on, serving the country at large. Yeah, man.
We can't live without the last hours 2 years old.
Oh, hit me.
So me, I grew up, my mom was
same.
So you know that thing of, you know, starch.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So there's that powder that is used to starch some of the uniform.
Yes.
I didn't know that Barloworld owns now a company that used to be owned by Tongaat.
Okay.
Whose job is only to make starch.
No.
It's called ingrain, yeah. So the entire company, and they make the starch not from sugar, but from maize.
It's the starch.
Starch, landu mhlophe. That powdery white stuff.
Timmy wants us to take a call for some reason from Mhlengi Ncube out in nature, and I have no idea.
Okay.
Ayabonga. Mhlengi. Is Mhlengi on?
I know this is not the right time to be calling, but I just persisted because that man there you're talking about that is leaving, it's quite sad for me because at the beginning of this year, I had troubles with my finances in taking my son to a school. And a motivation was this man that he's leaving, he's saying he's leaving. He inspired me so much, man, that I said to myself, even though I'll have to persist and take my son to this private school because I believe that it has shaped a lot of people, the likes of Ayabonga. I don't know his history, but in my head I'm thinking he went to a good school. And I want my son to be at that level so even during those difficulties, he was a motivation for me. I want to say thank you, man.
Perfect timing, I guess. I want to say goodbye to Aya, but let's do this very quickly before we wrap it up.
It's time for a game